So ngayon, ang nagiging bawal, hindi yung maingay. It's being simplified na tipong, oh basta pinalitan mo yung tambutso mo, bawal na yan. Oh basta minodify mo yung tambutso mo, bawal na yan. Hi! Welcome back! So ano na naman ang topic for this vlog? Well, I've been noticing a lot of discussion regarding dun sa yung loud muffler ordinance ng, I think Manila has, even other cities are following. Even LTO actually has a mandate. Now, I really support yung ganung mga ordinance, but the problem with another ordinance is they don't really train the enforcers how to implement it Parang doon sa loud muffler, the whole point is bawal yung masyadong maingay. Pero when they're doing that, bawal lang masyadong maingay, bigla pumapasok yung paano umiingay ang tambutso ng isang motor. So sabi nila kasi minomodify mo yung tambutso kasi pinapalitan mo ng aftermarket. So ngayon, ang nagiging bawal, hindi yung maingay. It's being simplified na tipong, oh basta pinalitan mo yung tambutso mo, bawal na yan. Oh basta minodify mo yung tambutso mo, bawal na yan. The rule shouldn't be that vague na palagi na lang yung interpretation pwede kang palaging huliin. Kasi tama naman na most of the time yung mga maiingay na tambutso is because they modified it or they replaced it with aftermarket na exhaust. Pero hindi naman ibig sabihin lahat ng modified exhaust or hindi lahat ng aftermarket na tambutso is maingay. Kasi marami namang designs ang mga tambutso. Now, if you think about it, there are the big manufacturers of exhaust, yung mga imported, I'm talking about the imported ones. They have what they call road legal exhaust systems. What is road legal? Meaning it passes the sound standards of most of the time it's the US or the European standards. And if I'm not mistaken, our basis has always been European or American standards alam mo naman tayo, mahilig lang tayo mangopya ng mga standards ng iba We don't really, why we don't make up our own is because we really can't afford to do the research. We don't know how to do the research and we can't afford to do the research. Kaya nangyayari, kopyahin na lang natin kung anong ginagawa ng other countries. So, isipin mo, if you own your motorcycle and you use it very, very regularly, whether or not you're a big bike or a small bike, especially within our Philippine weather na palaging basa, umuulan, kakalawangin ang mga mufflers natin, ang exhaust natin, which means we will need to replace that. So kung ni-replace natin and we are going to get a replacement, that's already considered aftermarket. I don't think a motorcycle, alam ko naman you can buy an original replacement, pero magkano naman kasi yung mga original na tambutso ng motor? Isipin mo, if you're using, let's say, an underbone motorcycle that you purchased 40,000-50,000, by the time na kinalawang siya at kailangan mo nang palitan yung tambutso, malamang pag bumili ka ng tambutso sa kasa, by that time yung value ng original na tambutso baka half na ng presyo ng value ng motorcycle mo. So it doesn't really make sense So what you do is you buy an aftermarket na tambucho. Pero yun nga, meron naman kasi aftermarket na hindi maingay. It's all dependent on the design. Alam mo naman ang police dito, pag sinabing, no modifications, no aftermarket, they are pretty much very, very, what do you call this? Literal. Diba? Pati nga minsan yung sa LED light which is how many bulbs ang pwede. So kung yung LED mo is yung design is maraming maliliit na LED bulbs, pero isa lang siya, baka hindi ka pa makapasok sa standard. That's how literal they are. But they are in theory just one light. Marami lang siyang bulbs, pero talaga ang hirap. So yes, I fully support. I'm one of those who medyo nakakailang din yung sobrang ingay ng mga ibang motor. And what people don't really realize, or a lot of the motorcyclists don't realize, is ano ba sa tingin nila pag ginawa nilang mas malaki yung tambutso, bibilis yung motor nila? That's not a given. That's not always the case. In most cases, baka humina pa yung motor mo. If you're going to increase the exhaust, remember, a whole engine makes power by mixing air, burning the air and fuel, and then exhaust as fast as possible so that they can start the next combustion cycle again. Okay, so if you're going to increase how fast the gases exhaust your engine, that's not going to make you more power if you're not going to increase how much fuel you can burn. Now, how can you increase the more fuel you can burn? You need to increase also the air you bring in, which means yung intake. Hindi pwede puro exhaust lang aayusin mo, pati intake kailangan ayusin mo. You need to increase your amount of air coming in. Okay, so now you increase the air coming in, you increase the air coming out. How can you burn more and make more power if you're not increasing the fuel? So anong gagawin mo? So you need to now, if you have a carburetor, is you need to change the jets, meaning para mas maraming gas ang nailalagay niya sa combustion mo. Or if you are fuel injection, or if you are fuel injected, you need now is to reprogram your ECU to tell the injectors and the fuel pump to pump more gas. Pero medyo kailangan yan ng marunong tumono ng fuel injection. Hindi yan yung basta dagdagan mo lang, because pag nagkamali ka sa timpla, it's not really safe for the engine. Second, pag mali pa ang pagkalikot mo sa ECU at nasira ang ECU, naku, malaking gastusan yan, no? So isipin mo mabuti, so adding an exhaust without doing the others is not really automatically just beneficial na, ang daming power nito kasi ang ingay na. No, sound doesn't equate to power. What equates to power is actually more combustion, which means you need more air in, more fuel, and exhaust it as fast as possible. So sana lang if people are going to do yung mga change their exhaust, they fully understand how to maximize that. Now, in terms of our rules when it comes to that anti-muffler, sana naman they can consult some motorcycle experts para rin matrain yung mga enforcers how to implement such rule. Hindi yung basta isulat mo doon, the law is anti-noise ba, aftermarket, no modifications. Those are rules that are very vague. Kasi remember, even kung pina-repair mo yung nabutas yung tambutso mo at pina-repair mo, that's already considered as modifying your exhaust. Or kung kinalawang na yung tambutso mo at naputol na siya at nalaglag, at bumili ka ng aftermarket na hindi maingay, kasi you can always buy an exhaust na hindi ganun kalaki yung butas, hindi ganun kalaki out, tapos maraming what do you call this, fiber. Then ang mangyayari nun is hindi siya ganun kaingay, diba? Kaya nga minsan it's really we like what the law is planning, or what is the intention of the ordinance or of the law, of the rule. But one of the big problem always is implementing it. Maraming hindi marunong mag-implement ng rules. Kaya tino mo yung nangyari dun sa LED light. Ang dami nilang hinuli, ang dami nilang kinonfiscate. Ano nangyari? Yung pala mali yung pag-implement nila. So now, yung kawawa yung mga natanggalan ng ilaw, tapos yung iba hindi na nila nakuha pabalik. So kung tutuusin, they should be liable for that. Pero ang sagot lang nila, ay sorry, hindi namin alam Why is that an acceptable excuse among our law enforcers? Bakit tayo pumapayag na pwedeng ganun lang ang sagot sa atin? Ay sorry, di ba? Ay nako, pero isa pang nakakaano rin is a lot of people in motorcycles, especially the smaller ones, are using it as their primary source of transportation. These are people who can't afford to buy a car and don't want to be commuting, obviously, because our country doesn't really have the best public transport. Kumbaga, our country is not giving them good public transport, so we are forced to find our own way of commuting. Tapos ito pa, idadagdag mo as pahirap with all these laws that a lot of the enforcers don't really fully understand or know how to implement. Now, if you look at actually the actual law of a lot of those anti-noise and actually both cars and motorcycles are covered. Pero when was the last time nakarinig ka ng maingay na kotse na ang laki-laki ng tambucho? Hindi naman sinisita ng mga police, LTO or the traffic enforcers. Pero motor, someone who makes probably just a minimum wage, who takes a lot of pride dun sa motor niya, tapos sila yung panghuhuliin ng mga traffic enforcers. Let's be equal, let's be fair, let's be, kung talagang bawal ang maingay na tambucho, pati kotse pagbawal mo. And this goes also for big bikes. Ako, if they're really going to be very strict about it, I will obey by those rules. I will put on the DB killer. Alam mo yon? Pero sana makaintindi sila na what is aftermarket, and not all aftermarket are necessarily are not following the rules. So, sana I hope for, it's all about education. I hope we educate our enforcers, we educate the motorists, para naman lahat tayo makinabang. Because yeah, I agree, a lot of those really loud exhausts are becoming too annoying, diba? So guys, thank you once again for listening to one of my rants. And if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. I'm actually on my way to Moto Heritage now, so I'll create another vlog for that. So I'll see you guys. Bye.